I'm in a good mood right now because I just took my last final for my summer class and I feel like I aced it. But what if I failed it? Now I'm sad. And I'm feeling low. Hello there, my lemon drops, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian 2B. We are gathered here today for a little emergency deep dive into the product of an up-and-coming multi-level marketing company called Elomir. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would really love to have you here. Without further ado, let's make lemonade. I have to shout out my friend Erin Bees and just give her a big thank you for hitting me up and also tagging me and letting me know just how deep the shenanigans run right now in this company. I've gotten a couple DMs and comments here and there from people being like, hey, have you heard of this company? Hey, are you going to talk about this company? And really up until like 2 weeks ago, the answer is no, I hadn't. I really didn't have, not that I didn't have the interest, but it was just not something that was super high on my priorities list. However, at that point, I was not aware of all the mumbo jumbo that was going on with their certain product, Access Clarity, and the FDA and the ingredients and all that stuff. We're going to talk about it. So really, if it weren't for Erin letting me know, I wouldn't have been aware about all the shenanigans that are happening right now. And about all of the concern regarding the chosen ingredients of their product. So thank you very much, Erin. You are now an honorary lemon drop. That's a big honor. Don't abuse it. So, Elomir, can I say something? Can I say something? I'm gonna say this, and I'm so sure that most of you are gonna think that I'm so ridiculous for this. I like the name Elomir. Can I say that? I think it sounds sexy. To me, that sounds like the name of an escort that caters to the really high-powered politicians. When they want good service, they call Elomir. She knows what's what. 2 minutes in and I'm already getting derailed. So before in the intro, I said that Elomir was an up-and-coming multi-level marketing company, and I really meant it. They were founded in 2021 by Tuan and Van Wen, according to their website. However, I did find another source on the website behindmlm.com. The company was founded in 2021, but not by the Wens. It was actually incorporated by some guy named Terry LaCour. On behindmlm.com, they did detail more of an explanation about this whole Terry guy and his initial involvement, but realistically speaking, here on my channel and in regard to the things that we talk about, it's not that relevant, so I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't really feel like getting into all of that. All you need to know is Elomir was born in 2021. If you want to read more about like Terry LaCour's involvement and all that stuff, I'll link the webpage on behindmlm.com. I'll link that below, and you can read it for yourself. Okay, so the thing that we're gonna chat about is their products, or should I say product, Access Clarity. That's the only product that they have on their website, and it's sold out. Can I also say that the name Access Clarity sounds like a colonic treatment? It just does. I'm very inappropriate. So this product, Access Clarity, contains 3 ingredients. Curcumin, which is basically a spice. It's a compound that's derived from the spice turmeric. Thiamine, which is a B vitamin. And NAC, aka NAC, which is the abbreviated form of the compound N-acetyl-L-cysteine. They make a few health claims about these specific ingredients, such as that they support detoxification and support clarity and focus. You know, those obscure and vague things that supplement companies always say about their products. So about curcumin, they say that it may, the operative word there is may, help relieve exercise-induced muscle soreness. So with this terminology, they're not technically wrong. There's been research into the use of curcumin to relieve DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, which is that soreness that we all know and love that tends to kick in 1 or 2 days after a workout sometimes. There may be a connection with curcumin administration in reducing muscle soreness, which is cool. And then there's thiamine, which like I said is a B vitamin. Specifically, it's vitamin B1. So thiamine is basically, I'm about to put this super simply. Thiamine is basically a vitamin that it helps your body be able to use energy. To use the energy that you take in. There are a lot of enzymes that are actually dependent on thiamine to carry out certain metabolic reactions. So if you have a severe thiamine deficiency, you're gonna have a bad time. But don't panic, thiamine is actually present in a lot of the foods we eat, such as fortified breakfast cereals. They make a claim about it like calming the mind and something. So I'm not really sure what exactly all that has to do with calming the mind and creating clarity and focus, but what do I know? So for a multi-level marketing company that's just barely getting getting off the ground. Some of these consultants are already making quite outlandish claims about the product. Some are even making these claims before they even have the product in hand to try it themselves. Take this consultant, for example.
This is Klarity. It's a strip that you place on your tongue and it dissolves, okay? And the benefits of this supplement are unique.
No, they're not.
Delivery and absorption process, okay? This is going to bypass your digestive system and go straight into your bloodstream, okay? That is so important, you all.
She was featured on Savannah Marie's live stream. It was the second video that Savannah did on this where she was reacting to the girl trying the product. So shout out to her. If you guys haven't checked out Savannah's stuff, I recommend it. I like Savannah Marie. My husband actually really loves watching and listening to her with me because she has a really good energy. And Ace is always like, I love the sound of her voice because she's just so animated and energetic. So Savannah, if you're watching this, my husband enjoys listening to your videos with me. One of the claims this consultant made in Savannah's live stream is that this product bypasses the digestive system, which is incorrect. I think we've been over this before with a Thrive consultant actually saying the same thing about their product. Your mouth is a component of your digestive system. And you have enzymes in your mouth which actually help begin the digestion process. If you're putting it in your mouth, it's not bypassing the digestive system. This is just false. It'd be different if we were talking about certain drugs here, because there are plenty of pharmaceutical drugs on the market which are designed to just absorb in the mouth. That's totally different. We're not talking about pharmaceutical drugs here, though. We're talking about a dietary supplement. This is not the first person on social media trying to sell a supplement that I've heard say that about a dietary supplement. Oh, it bypasses your digestive system. The fundamental thing that many of them clearly don't understand is that the human digestion process is actually a very necessary process. As humans, we are biologically designed to absorb most of our nutrients from our food through our digestive tract. Without the digestion process, we would become horribly malnourished. And then there's more claims that this particular consultant, I'm just using this person as an example, by the way, she's far from the only one that I've seen. There's other claims about it, like reducing oxidative stress.
My tongue's a little yellow, but it has almost fully, it's pretty much fully dissolved. So this is going to give you instant results. It's going to reduce oxidative stress, boost your mood, give you mental health, clarity. Looking at my notes, okay? It helps to boost immunity. It's a powerful antioxidant. It replenishes glutathione in the body. This is great for gut health, digestion. It detoxifies. It stabilizes blood sugar in insulin-resistant individuals.
I think those claims specifically that she made about it reducing oxidative stress and replenishing glutathione are actually coming from the fact that this product includes N-acetyl-L-cysteine, NAC. The C in NAC is cysteine. Cysteine is one of 3 amino acids that's a precursor to glutathione. Glutathione is a naturally occurring endogenous antioxidant that our bodies make. One of the biggest jobs of glutathione is that it scavenges these ROS, reactive oxygen species. If they're left unchecked, they can run amok in our bodies and cause oxidative stress. However, one of the places we get cysteine is from our food when it's broken down in our digestive tract, and then that later leads to glutathione synthesis. That's from eating it, mind you, so it's not bypassing the digestive tract. If we go based on this consultant's information that this product bypasses the digestive tract entirely, then how is it getting absorbed to be able to lead to glutathione synthesis? Riddle me that, Karen. I don't know if her name is Karen. She just looks like one. She also said that glutathione replenishment is great for gut health and digestion, but I mean, knowing and understanding the functions of glutathione, that claim doesn't even make any sense. I have a feeling that a lot of these consultants are just kind of using marketing buzzwords that tend to provoke interest in the whole health and wellness space. You know, gut health is very trendy right now in the wellness industry. In my video where I was reacting to Autumn Calabrese and talking about like responding to people about the 4-week gut protocol program, I said the same thing about gut health being very trendy right now. Most of you guys watching this, I feel like you probably know what I mean by that. I mean that it's in social media in the space of health and wellness. Gut health is very trendy, and a lot of companies are capitalizing off of the gut health trend and exploiting people who have GI issues to try and sell them a solution to their problem. Most of you, when you hear me say that, you know that's what I mean. But one person under that video just didn't get the memo, and she got very upset that I said that gut health is trendy. And she was like, I've had Crohn's disease since whatever year she said, and I can assure you it's not a trend. This is my life. Okay, boomer. Obviously, I'm not saying it's trendy to have GI issues. Maybe it was that commenter's first day on the internet. I don't know. But you guys know what I mean when I say these things are trendy right now, okay? Obviously, it's not cute and trendy to have Crohn's disease or IBS or something like that. That's not what I mean. You guys get it. So anyway, there's been a lot of buzz about Access Clarity because of this ingredient NAC. So let's chat about it. The interesting thing is, I know in NAC and N-acetyl-L-cysteine, I know what all of these things are individually, but because chemistry is extra, when you put them together, it becomes a whole nother compound. Whenever you see a chemical compound, N generally means that there's an amine group, a nitrogen, which there is in NAC. If you look at a picture of the compound, you see a nitrogen group. And then as for the acetyl, I am familiar with Acetyl-Coa, but truth be told, I'm not sure if it's the same thing as the acetyl portion of NAC. So Acetyl-Coa is a coenzyme, and it serves as a metabolic intermediate for many, many metabolic reactions within the body. Cysteine, like I said, is an amino acid, and again, it's one of 3 amino acids that is a precursor to glutathione synthesis. It's cysteine, glycine, and oh my god, I forgot the other one. And then as for that transient L there on its own, whenever you see that, that generally refers to the molecular structure of a compound. You guys, full disclosure, I was terrible at chemistry. I did my best to research the chemistry aspect of this. Whenever I'm looking at chemistry, it usually turns into me using biology to try to make sense of it. If there are any chemists out there, I'm recruiting you. Please chime off on this one. Anything helpful that you can add to the comment section. I'm sure there's plenty that I didn't say that I could have said. Please. Queen Lemon needs you. All right, anyway. So something that's important to note about NAC is that it actually has FDA approval as a drug. It's used as an agent to reduce mucus and as a treatment for acetaminophen overdoses or Tylenol. Now that's all well and good, right? Actually, no, it's not, or else we wouldn't be here. The glaring issue is that NAC is FDA approved, but it's approved for use as a pharmaceutical drug. NAC is present in Elomir's product Access Clarity. It's not considered a pharmaceutical drug, but actually a dietary supplement. On the product page for Access Clarity, they even have the FDA disclaimer on the bottom. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, blah, 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 blah. The FDA considers dietary supplements as food, not drugs. And when it comes to regulation, the FDA puts food and drugs in different categories as well. Hence the name the Food and Drug Administration. So because of this, the use of NAC as a dietary supplement does immediately come off as controversial, because if it's a drug, why is it in dietary supplements? This fact has prompted a lot of people who make kind of educational, anti-scam, and like anti-MLM type content to spearhead a call to action to get the product Access Clarity banned because of its usage of the ingredient NAC. Now, you guys, I hate multi-level marketing as much as the next guy. And there's nothing that I love more than watching a multi-level marketing company burn to the f***ing ground. But we need to pump the brakes and look at a few crucial details here. I've seen and heard quite a few people saying things like NAC is illegal, NAC is banned, but that is actually not entirely accurate. I don't want anyone to take this as me trying to throw shade. I'm really not trying to. It's an honest mistake to make, I feel like. But if your goal is to report the facts, then you have to report the facts. And the fact is that NAC is actually not illegal, and it's not a banned substance. You can buy dietary supplements that contain NAC right now, and the FDA actually acknowledges that. The FDA has actually released some really important literature in regard to the use of NAC that is highly relevant to this discussion of its legality and permissibility in the use of dietary supplements. So that is what we're going to talk about. On March 31st, 2022, the FDA published this article titled FDA Issues Response to 2 Citizen Petitions on NAC and Dietary Supplements. In it, they detailed that they denied the request of 2 citizen petitions from the Council for Responsible Nutrition, or CRN, and the Natural Products Association, or NPA. These organizations asked the FDA to determine that products which contain NAC are not excluded from the definition of dietary supplement under Section 201F3BI of the FD&C, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. The FDA responded to these requests by reiterating that NAC is to be excluded from the definition of a dietary supplement. However, another component of the NPA's petition, they petitioned an alternative request from the FDA. This request was that the FDA take on rulemaking to allow the use of NAC in dietary supplement. As for that particular request, the FDA continues to review it. They finished this by stating, in the interim, in light of the absence of safety concerns based on our review to date, among other factors, the FDA is considering exercising enforcement discretion for NAC-containing products labeled as dietary supplements that would be lawfully marketed dietary supplements if NAC were not excluded from the definition of dietary supplement and are not otherwise violative of the FD&C Act. It's important to note the date this was released, March 31st, 2022. So based on this literature as published by the FDA, NAC and NAC-containing products were to remain excluded from the definition of dietary supplement. However, recall that I said the NPA petitioned an alternative request for the FDA to undergo rulemaking to allow the use of NAC in dietary supplements. At this particular time, their response to the NPA's request was still ongoing. I'm sorry if you guys feel like I'm talking to you like you're like in kindergarten. Part of me feels like I'm coming off as condescending, and I'm not trying to, but this is just important information, and I just want to make sure it's clear. And some of the language that's used can be just really confusing because they say dietary supplement 50 times in one sentence. When I was researching for this video, I had to reread these articles multiple times to make sure I understood them and can sit down and make a video about them. I can't make a video on shit I don't understand. So let's now skip ahead about a month to April 21st, 2022. The FDA published a constituent update. FDA releases draft guidance on enforcement discretion for certain NAC products. And in this, they announced the availability of a draft guidance in their policy regarding products labeled as dietary supplements that also contain N-acetyl-L-cysteine, NAC. So in this particular update, they say, the draft guidance, when finalized, will explain our intent to exercise enforcement discretion with respect to the sale and distribution of certain NAC-containing products that are labeled as dietary supplements. Also, in this constituent update, they reference their previous statements from their previously published update, the one that we just talked about, where they reiterated that NAC is still to be excluded from the definition of dietary supplement of the FD&C Act. And the reason they cite is because NAC was previously approved as a drug before it was marketed as a dietary supplement. However, at that time, they had still not yet reached a final decision on the NPA's alternative request for the FDA to permit NAC in the use of dietary supplements. At the time of this constituent update, they say that they were, quote, considering initiating rulemaking to provide by regulation that NAC is not excluded from the definition of dietary supplement, end quote. They go on to say that they had not identified any safety concerns surrounding the use of NAC, and as they continue their review of the current information, they are, quote, likely to propose a rule providing that NAC is not excluded from the definition of dietary supplement, end quote. They also acknowledge that the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement is common and still widely available in the United States. NAC-containing products represented as dietary supplements have been sold in the United States for over 30 years, and consumers continue to seek access to such products. I wanted to highlight that part because I've seen and heard a few people say that NAC is illegal, but this is untrue. It's available for purchase in the United States anyway, right now, in or as a dietary supplement, and the FDA fully recognizes and acknowledges that. So in the meantime, as they continue their review on whether or not the use of NAC in dietary supplements or as a dietary supplement will be permitted, they have released draft guidance to explain their policy surrounding products labeled as dietary supplements that contain the substance N-acetyl-L-cysteine, NAC. As their review was at the time of this constituent update, and as far as we know, still ongoing, the FDA intends to exercise, quote, enforcement discretion until either of the following things goes down. 1. They complete rulemaking that would allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement, or 2, they deny the citizen's petition request for the rulemaking, that specific request, remember, coming from the Natural Products Association or the NPA. So now that that's all out of the way, let's take a gander at this draft guidance that they have released. They linked the document to this particular page of the constituent update. It's like a 5-page document. I'm not going to sit here and read it all to you guys. I have read it on my own time to make sure that I understand it. However, for the sake of this video, I will read excerpts that I feel support the current discussion. FYI, this and everything that I've talked about today will be linked below in the description box. So this draft guidance basically summarizes the details of that second thing that we read, the constituent update, which was published April 21st, 2022. So in the introduction, they basically just state the purpose of this draft guidance: advise dietary supplement manufacturers, distributors, and other stakeholders of our intent to exercise enforcement discretion with respect to the sale and distribution of certain products that contain N-acetyl-L-cysteine, NAC, and are labeled as dietary supplements. They later say in this same section, the contents of this document do not have the force and effect of law and are not meant to bind the public in any way unless specifically incorporated into a contract. This document is intended only to provide clarity to the public regarding existing requirements under the law. FDA guidance documents, including this guidance, should be viewed only as recommendations unless specific regulatory or statutory requirements are cited. So that's pretty clear. This document is to serve as a set of recommendations or suggestions, not legal requirements or obligations. So in the next section, with the heading that's titled Background, they go on to discuss what a dietary supplement is and isn't. Basically, mostly things that we already know. If it's been approved as a new drug, an antibiotic, or a biologic, it is excluded from the definition of dietary supplement. Therefore, if something has been previously approved as a drug under Section 505 of the FD&C Act, products which contain that article are outside of the definition of a dietary supplement. The only exceptions to this are two things. One, the article was marketed as a dietary supplement or as a food before such approval. And second, there is an exception if FDA, under authority delegated by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, issues a regulation after notice and comment, finding that the article would be lawful under the FD&C Act. To conclude in this section, they just reiterate that they being the FDA, has determined that because NAC has been previously approved as a drug, it is therefore excluded from the definition of a dietary supplement. Then they later go on to discuss how they received 2 citizens petitions from the 2 organizations we discussed earlier, the CRN and the NPA. They also discuss how the NPA also requested that they consider undertaking new rules that allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement. And then on March 31st, they issued their response to both petitions, which we discussed. That was the first document we talked about, entirely denying the CRN's petition and denying the NPA's first request. However, they had not yet arrived to a decision on the NPA's alternative request to allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement, but that they are considering initiating rulemaking to permit it. They stated, while FDA's full safety review of NAC remains ongoing, our initial review has not revealed safety concerns with respect to the use of this ingredient in or as a dietary supplement. So this draft guidance basically ended the same way that that second published notice we looked at ended, basically saying that unless they identify any safety-related concerns with NAC, they intend to exercise enforcement discretion until either of the following 2 things occur. I said them before already, but I'll repeat myself. 1, they complete rulemaking which would allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement, or 2, they deny the citizens' petition request for the rulemaking, that specific request, remember, coming from the Natural Products Association, or NPA. Okay, so I wanted to take this time to add in this update. This is a pretty recent development. I noticed this as I at this point in the process, I had already done research for the video. I had already finished the script, filmed, and I'm sitting down to edit. But as I'm continuing to, compile information for the purposes of the video, I actually came across this update. Guidance document update released by the FDA. It was released on August 1st, 2022. So as of filming this right now, it is currently August 8th, 2022, so 1 week ago. It's titled Guidance for Industry, Policy Regarding N-acetyl-L-cysteine. They have another PDF document, which I looked through this one as well, and it's not identical to the one that we just looked at, the draft guidance, but it's pretty damn similar. I mean, there's, a few smaller things that are different. They pretty much say all of the same things that they said in the one that we just looked at. They basically finish off by saying their review is still ongoing. Unless they identify any safety-related concerns, the FDA intends to exercise enforcement discretion until either the following things occurs. They complete notice and comment rulemaking to allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement, should they move forward with such proceedings, or they deny the NPA citizen petition's request for rulemaking. And they ultimately finish by saying, if they determine that their enforcement discretion policy is no longer appropriate, then they will withdraw or revise this guidance. So I just wanted to add in this update. It doesn't really look like much has changed. Based on this, I interpret it. The review is still ongoing, which is fine. But since this update was released as I was working on this video, I just wanted to add it in, and this will also be linked below. So to my knowledge, everything I have presented here today is all the current literature in regards to this whole debacle involving Elomir's use of NAC in their product Access Klarity. Like I mentioned before, I've seen a lot of people sharing information on this that's not entirely correct and not citing what exactly the FDA themselves says. I don't like multi-level marketing companies for a plethora of reasons. I hate them just as much as the next guy. But as a content creator, you still have a responsibility to do your due diligence and report the facts. And the facts are that NAC is not an illegal substance. Yes, its use in dietary supplements at the moment is kind of in this legal gray area, but to fully say NAC is illegal is not entirely accurate. You can still purchase products that contain NAC here in the United States right now, and the FDA is fully aware of this. All of the documentation that we looked at today came directly from the FDA. At no point was the word illegal ever used in reference to NAC. As we read just now, the FDA is doing an ongoing investigation and ongoing research to determine if they want to allow the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement. Currently, the FDA has found no safety concerns regarding the use of NAC. Obviously, if this is a drug that has side effects, I'm not talking about side effects. I'm talking about like someone growing an extra eyeball, serious adverse reactions, serious safety concerns. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm just saying what the FDA has published right now. So as for you, Miss Elomir, this newly birthed multi-level marketing company, they've already got quite a bit of drama unfolding, I would say. Excuse me, dog outside. I'm trying to conclude. Thank you. Just so everybody knows, it's not my dogs. All my dogs are inside. That's the neighbor's dog. For a newly birthed company, MLM or otherwise, they already have quite a bit of drama unfolding, I would say. We did read that the FDA is considering initiating rulemaking to fully permit the use of NAC in dietary supplements going forward. However, at the time of filming this video, I could not find anything to suggest that this decision had been finalized. We already read it multiple times. In the meantime, they say they're using enforcement discretion. I think it's safe to say that should the FDA decide that the use of NAC in or as a dietary supplement is no longer permitted, Elomir is going to have to head back to the drawing board and come up with an entirely new product, or I don't know, maybe they'll pull it from production altogether. In my opinion, it's not great to be a new dietary supplement company, MLM or otherwise, and already have this much stuff going on right out of the gate. Personally, if I were starting a dietary supplement company, I would just play it safe, and I would just not use any ingredients that are this like controversial and ambiguous, but that's just me. If you're interested in hearing more about like the actual like MLM aspect of this, because they're a multi-level marketing company, so there is some weird stuff in terms of that, where like they're basically allowing people to join the company right now, even though the only product that they distribute is out of stock. So it's like, oh, people can join the company and be recruited into the company, but there's no product. It's just a little weird. I know, we're all thinking it. Here on my channel, we talk more about the science and health and nutrition aspect of things. So if you're interested in hearing more about the actual MLM aspect, I would actually recommend Hannah Alonso's video. I watched it last week. She talks about the actual company and like more about the background of the business structure and things like that. So I'll link her video below. Okay, I think we're done. My camera's about to die and overheat. So I gotta be quick. I know you guys need to see the dogs. If in fact you made it to the end of this video, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you sticking with me. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you didn't enjoy it, you can also dislike it. That helps the algorithm too. If you want to see more of me and hear more of my ramblings, why not just hit the subscribe button? And while you're at it, maybe follow me on Instagram too. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Camera's about to die. Camera's about to die. Ma'am. I know. It's so hard. It's so hard. Hey, baby. Oh. She's so tired from being the queen all day. Aren't you, baby? Oh, we gotta put some stuff on your nose. Her poor nose always gets so dry. We have this like special like butter that we use. It's not actually butter, but it's like a balm that we have for them. We put it on their paws too, and it helps keep her nose from getting too cracked. I gotta put some on your nose. It's because you got a short little nose and your tongue always dries it out. She's like, yes. Attention. You wanna say bye? To get some tongue action in there. You guys, the people love that. Say bye.